So let's talk a little bit about small town rules. Thank you so much for giving this to me to read, especially before the show, because it really is a very different approach to small business altogether. Again, I'm only through the first couple of chapters. It does a great job of explaining kind of the situation we're in now and how businesses got here. But the thing that struck me in these first couple of chapters had to do with the discipline to prepare for cyclical or even seasonality in general, because a lot of this is taken from the farmer's point of view. And what struck me is the average business person simply doesn't have the discipline to spend that much time, in this case, saving for, not even just saving for a rainy day, but almost, having this contingency plan in case there happens to be no crop one year, and then the year after that, there's also, a 25% yield, so that you can weather that storm and not actually go out of business. So how does that discipline come about? I mean, it seems like it's very ingrained and part of the character that makes up the community that you're speaking about, but how can people make steps towards learning a little bit about that and applying some of that discipline to their actual business that they're running every day? What can they not get caught up in? Because that's my problem. You get all caught up in growth and measurement and measuring the wrong thing, and you think I'm doing the right thing by, and according to this book, you're doing exactly the wrong thing.
I think the key phrase that you used was the average business person does not have this discipline. And we all know that the average business person lasts a very short time in business on average. And I think those two things are related. And that sounds incredibly brutal. But if you have lived through life and death issues in your business, which does happen in the cattle business, life and death, then you understand that life is brutal and business is brutal. And, all of us will have business failures. And I have had my share of business failures. If no one else has, I have had my share. And maybe somebody else's share. I don't know. But I can tell you, it is something you have to develop. And we're all really bad at discipline. I'll admit it. I'm bad at discipline, and I know both of you guys. Everybody has the same struggles of how do I discipline myself. And the key to it is that you first have to recognize that you don't like the pattern of behavior you're currently committing, which is that I'm only looking at the next second. And you start that as a series of steps. And you look, instead of being focused on just the next thing, what's the next thing I need to do? Like each of us can develop the discipline of goal setting that goes out a little further away from us. And we can look at our quarterly goals, and we can start paying attention to how what we do next fits into our annual goal, which, this goes back to Chris's 3 words. If you've only got 3 words for the year, how do you think about how do I apply that in the next thing that I do? So it's just a process. You learn it step by step. And one of the other tricks I've heard is micro goals. And that is that you say, can I just for today? Just for today, could we be frugal in our business and not waste money on anything else, or not waste time on the parts that don't matter? Or just for the next hour, can I concentrate on the one thing that matters most? And those kind of steps of discipline change how you feel about yourself and change how you deal with your business.